Elon Musk's team at DOGE makes a bombshell discovery, finding tens of millions of illegal migrants and dead people not only registered to vote, but actually casting ballots in our elections. Here's One America's Pearson Sharp.
It's not a theory anymore. It's not speculation. It's not fear-mongering. Illegal alien criminals are voting in our elections, and the people who should be stopping it are actually the ones making it happen. Elon Musk just dropped a bombshell that the corporate press is scrambling to cover up. At a rally in Wisconsin, Musk revealed that millions of illegal aliens have been given social security numbers under the Biden regime. Over 2 million in the last year alone.
These are non-citizens that are getting social security numbers. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your social security number. No interview, no ID.
These aren't just numbers for work permits. They open the door to federal benefits, to welfare programs, and yes, voter registration. And after investigating these voter registration forms, DOGE confirmed that these illegals weren't just registered, they actually voted in our elections.
We actually just took a sample and looked at voter registration records, and we found people here registered to vote in this population, yes.
And who did vote?
And we found some by sampling that actually did vote, and we have referred them to prosecution at the Homeland Security Investigation Service.
Yeah.
Already, that is already happening right now.
Let's be clear, this proves what we've been saying all along. Democrats are importing voters to replace the Americans who've had enough of their failed policies. Musk also revealed findings from the Department of Government Efficiency that show Democrats are using entitlement fraud as a magnet to attract illegals. And that's why the Commie-crats are up in arms over Trump's efforts to clean up the system. They know it'll cost them millions of illegal voters.
People sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep. No. They weren't asleep at the switch. It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
This is happening everywhere. It's a nationwide epidemic of fraud. From Texas to California to Minnesota, these parasites are being handed driver's licenses, registered to vote automatically, and issued voter registration forms at welfare offices and DMVs. No proof of citizenship required. In 46 states, Washington, D.C. and several Democrat-run states, including Vermont, Maryland, and even California, even allow illegal aliens to vote in local elections. And in New York, Democrats are fighting in the state's highest court to push a law that would let over 1 million non-citizens vote in city elections. But New York is just the start. In Alabama, over 3,200 illegals were discovered on the voter rolls. In Virginia, it was 6,300. In Georgia, undercover footage found 14% of illegals at a single housing complex were registered to vote. That means potentially 47,000 illegal voters in Georgia alone, a state Biden won by less than 12,000 votes. You do the math. Illegals aren't the only problem, though. We like to joke that when I die, don't let me vote Democrat. But DOGE just discovered another bombshell. Tens of millions of people listed in the Social Security database that are over 110 years old. Some are older than the country itself. DOGE also found over 20 million dead people who were marked as still alive, and they're still getting benefits. How many of these apparently immortal Americans are still voting in our elections? And another great question is, what exactly are the worthless Republicans doing about all this? As usual, the answer is nothing. A few pathetic bills that go nowhere, just looking like they're trying to do something. As far as I'm concerned, these lousy, spineless, gutless, phony Republicans are just as much to blame as the Democrats. Because while these ninny Republicans are playing peek and poke in the treehouse, Schumer and the rest of the Democrat machine are working overtime to throttle the Republicans' half-hearted efforts to clean up the voter rolls. When Republicans introduced the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, which simply required proof of U.S. citizenship to vote, Democrats unanimously opposed it, and they won. Even worse, the DNC is now suing President Trump for trying to stop illegals from voting. That's not a joke. Democrats have gone to federal court, backed by Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, arguing that blocking illegal voting is somehow a civil rights violation. The lawsuit targets Trump's executive order demanding proof of citizenship for mail-in voter registration, as if requiring someone to prove they're an American before casting a ballot is somehow tyrannical. Next, they'll sue Trump for stopping dead people from voting. On top of that, no less than 19 Democrat-run states filed another lawsuit to block Trump's executive order requiring voter ID and citizenship verification. The attorneys general from Arizona, California, Colorado, New York, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Illinois, and others say Trump is seizing control of elections by trying to stop illegals from voting. The executive order mandates citizenship checks in all states, bans foreign interference, and ties federal election funding to proof of citizenship and voter ID laws. Why are Democrats fighting so hard against American citizens being the only ones who can vote in American elections? Because if we secure our elections, the Democrats lose. It's that simple, and it's easy to prove. Whistleblowers from ICE are now coming forward testifying they've detained hundreds of illegal aliens who were actively registered to vote. Not only that, some of them were even carrying filled out ballots. I'm sure they weren't going to cast them, though. That would be absurd. Funny how Democrats never bring up election interference when it comes to illegals voting, isn't it? We also have confirmed reports from before the election that NGOs were actually handing out flyers in Mexico telling illegals to vote for Biden. This is the destruction of the American Republic. The right to vote is sacred. That's what defines citizenship. It's how we decide who governs us. And right now, Democrats want to open up our elections to the whole world. Illegals get free health care, free housing, free food, free welfare, and now a vote. What exactly does it mean to be an American citizen anymore?
The defaults in the system from Social Security to all of the benefit programs have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection. That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through, on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people, in those benefit programs.
We, the law-abiding, native-born citizens, have had enough. We need a full federal audit of voter rolls in all 50 states. We need a national requirement for photo ID and proof of citizenship to vote. And we need to deport anyone caught illegally voting immediately with criminal penalties for whoever registered them. We might have won the 2024 election, but unless we fix this now, it might be the last election we ever win. So the next time the commie-crats whine about democracy under attack, maybe someone should ask them why criminal foreigners with no loyalty to America should be allowed to pick our president. But then again, maybe that's the point. For One America News, I'm Pearson Sharp.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.